pierwszy punkt naszego programu. Pierwszego gościa wprost z Dubaju, proszę bardzo. Dr. Natalia Wiechowski, our expert of personal branding. Hello, Natalia. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction, Kuba. And dzień dobry z Dubaju. That's everything I can say.
Dzień dobry. The virtual stage is yours.
Thanks so much. Let's get started by sharing my screen. And then I said, let's go. Okay, so today's keynote is about the question, how do I build a powerful personal brand or an image as a CEO on LinkedIn without looking stupid or incompetent? Because I know that is a big fear that many of us have. And what are the, let's say, questions behind that? One question that I regularly hear is, or one sentence, Natalia, I've experimented with new ways how to build my image, but I find it super hard. Or you can be thinking, my competition gets so much attention online. What am I doing wrong? Or you're thinking, screw those consultants who say, oh, you need to start, just start. It doesn't work that way. It isn't that simple. Or maybe you're thinking, there could be a smarter way how to do it. Maybe there's something that I don't know, because what you want is to be an attractive employer. You want to be a thought leader. You want to get more visibility and you want to increase your sales. So if one, two, or maybe more of these questions or thoughts resonate with you, then you are here at the right presentation. Today's goal is to help three types of people: CEOs, their assistants, and aspiring CEOs. You might be wondering, Natalia, what's your magic tool? It is personal branding done the Think Natalia way, based on the Think Natalia method. It is inside work, outside work, online work, offline work, more about that throughout the whole conversation and presentation. A few words about me, myself, and I. So my name is Natalia Wiechowski. I'm originally from Germany, Hanover. My parents are from Poland, and my Polish is really bad, but I understand a lot. So if you want to do some small talk later on, I'll give my best to understand, but I'll answer in English. I live in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates since 2008, which means 12 years. I'm a social scientist, a doctor of philosophy, and I worked in different fields. So I started my career working in the educational field. Then I changed into marketing. At the age of 29, I realized nothing makes sense. I am not happy. I don't perceive myself as successful, although my team and I, we were on the covers of leading magazines. So to cut a very long story short, I quit my job and I went on a self-imposed sabbatical to find myself, to reinvent myself. And I asked myself the question every day, what if everything that I've ever learned was a lie, a big illusion? So I created a list with all of the things that I always wanted to do and literally failed myself up, experimented myself up to my dream lifestyle and my career of purpose. And that is being a keynote speaker, being a personal branding strategist, and an edutainer. So over the last years, I had the honor of working with these beautiful brands, as you can see, and sharing my message and my lessons learned with these media outlets. How did it all start? Like, when did I realize that personal branding is so powerful? When I locked myself away during these 9 months, I read a lot of biographies by keynote speakers, athletes, I know people who are in the public space, CEOs. And I realized, especially when you have a look at North Americans, people from the US, people from Canada, they think so different compared to the Germans. Because I, as a German, was raised in a way, you need to focus on what you're bad at. You need to fix all of your, everything that you're not good at, you need to do that first. Well, I learned from the Americans that you should delegate and eliminate more and take what you're good at and make it great. So it's all about mastering your skill and then using social media to help others, to build your brand, to make an impact, and to achieve whatever you want, which adds value to your life, to your business, but also to society. And this way, it's a beautiful way how to make an impact, right? So I realized, okay, cool, yeah, that makes sense. Let me test that on myself first. So I started with Instagram and with Facebook, and I realized very quickly, no, it's not going to work, because the mindset of people over there is different from what I expected. In Instagram, the majority of people are teens. On Facebook, people are, tendency-wise, in my perception, very emotional. And I realized, you know what, I need a platform where people are all about content, about discussions, about having mature conversations about what we can learn from each other. So the best platform for that is LinkedIn. I tried LinkedIn and had to learn a lot, made so many mistakes, but eventually 2 of my posts went viral. So I had one post which got around, I think, 18,000 likes, and the other one got, I don't know, it was 51,000 likes or something. And my followers grew during that phase from 3,000 to 18,000, from 18,000 to 30,000, and today 80,000 people who I see as my community. And it's all about helping each other. It's about creating awesome content, and it's about adding value. So if you're thinking right now, Natalia, beautiful story, what does that have to do with me? Do I need to go on a sabbatical? Well, you don't. If you want to, please go, because I'm sure it's going to have a huge positive impact on your life. But the core message is that you need to build a strong, impactful, and impressive personal brand, because people do business with people. They don't care so much about your title or status or whatever. People nowadays especially are craving for authenticity, for honesty, for transparency, and they will only buy from you or start business with you when they like, know, and trust you. And for that, you need a strong personal brand. You need to be active on LinkedIn. So what I'm telling you right now, a lot of you might think, yeah, Natalia, you know what you're saying is cool, but as a CEO, I'm so busy, I just can't do that. Let me share 2 real life experiences or 2 real case studies of people that I found on LinkedIn who are CEOs as well, and who built their personal brand on this platform, who are active. The first person I found is Jennifer Morgan, who is the co-CEO at SAP, and she posts 2 to 4 times per month. Per month. I'm not asking you to post 10 times per day, but if you could post once per month, why not? This way you get so many benefits. More about that in a second. And not only that, I also found Markus Balzer. He posts 1 to 4 times again per month. He's the CEO of Bayer. And if these 2 people, this lady and this gentleman, can do that, you, as the CEO of your company, can definitely do that as well. So let's talk about the 3 steps that I want to share with you today to build that powerful CEO image on LinkedIn. I want to talk about personal branding, my Think Natalia method. So why do I need it and what do I need to do to make it work? Then I want to talk about the power of LinkedIn, some facts and mind-blowing stats, because some of you might be still thinking, LinkedIn, not sure about it. And lastly, I want to talk about fears and lame excuses. Primarily, I don't have time, and I don't want to look stupid. So let's talk about that, because we all have these fears. I had this fear when I started, and a lot of my clients have it as well. So my job is not to accuse you or make you feel bad. My job is to call you out on your nonsense and to show you that you can overcome this for your best self and for your company's best self. So let's talk about personal branding. What is it? And Jeff Bezos apparently once said that your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room, which means in the end, personal branding is somewhat of a career insurance. Some people call it impression management or self-marketing. It consists of everything that you say that is your inside work, your outside work, which is online, offline. Literally, the way how you make people feel, the way how they perceive you. Everything that you share, that you wear, that you do is your personal brand. And for me, I see it as a self-leadership and communications tool. And because, your personal brand is out there anyway, you need to work on it. Because if you don't, then you allow other people and circumstances to dictate who you are. And this is a problem, because then you turn into a passive victim of the impressions of other people, which is not really helpful. So know who you are, know what you stand for, and then strategically use personal branding to place your message to once again do good for yourself, for your business, and for a better tomorrow. So what are the benefits of personal branding? We just talked about the what. Let's talk about the why. First of all, you get more money. There are studies that say that somebody with a clearly positioned personal brand, when you work for somebody, gets approximately between 10 and up to 25% more money at the end of the month, which I think is a pretty powerful argument. When you have your own business, you can ask for dramatically higher prices than your competition if you are a clearly positioned and strong, impressive personal brand. You have a higher status or more influence, because when you do good, when you talk about it, when you help other people, when you're active on social media, people like you. They will talk about you. They will be your fans. They will say, yeah, I like what he or she does. Through that, you have a bigger impact. So you can use it wisely, hopefully, to achieve your personal and your business-related targets. Also, because of that, you will get more opportunities, business partnerships, and all of that into your life, because you're visible and people understand he or she stands for this, stands against that. When they resonate with you, when they say, they're just like me, or wow, I like that story, they will approach you. You will turn into a magnet and approach the right people. And because you show your true face, those people that you don't like anyway, that are energy vampires or that are just annoying, you keep them away, because the way how you communicate literally attracts like-minded people and businesses and brands into your life. Also, because of that, you're going to have a bigger social network, and we all know that the power lies in social networks. And lastly, you will also attract more interesting candidates and new clients. Because especially millennials and people that are younger, I'm a millennial, you know what we do before we apply for a job? Your webpage, not so much. We go onto social media first, and we have a look at who works at your company. And if I or anybody else cannot see anything about your company culture, if I don't know who your employees are, if I have no feeling no idea about how it feels to work for you, I'm not going to apply. So you are missing out on potential candidates and talents that could get your business to the next level. And this is a problem, because you are losing money and opportunities. And if you say, yeah, Natalia, I'm not sure. Well, let me tell you the story about Nina. So Nina is a CEO of a company. She's a digital marketing and sales pro, a client who turned into a friend. And she was also wondering, should I work more on my personal brand? Should I really show my face? I theoretically know that I need to do it, but I'm a little bit shy, and what will people think of me? So we worked together, and we made sure that she built a brand that is 100% her. And, she started with documents, for example, on LinkedIn, and she started to create status updates and this content, and she gained experiences. And now she realized, wow, the impact that I have, the positive messages that I get, the people that I helped is amazing. And as a next step, she's going to create videos as well. And if Nina can do that, you can do that too. If you're saying, yeah, Natalia, but isn't personal branding fake? It's not fake, because you decide how you position yourself and what you stand for. I'm not telling you to portray a persona online that you are not. I want you to, let's say, emphasize the things that you're good at, and the things that might not be your best aspects or facets, we can leave them aside, right? This is what it's all about. It starts with you and what kind of impact you want to have on the world. And if you say, yeah, Natalia, but isn't that something only that politicians or rock stars do? Every public figure And especially CEOs nowadays need to work on their personal brand because you are the leader. People are looking up to you. If you want to make sure that your employees change, lead by showing people what you expect them to do. Let's talk about LinkedIn and social media before that, because a lot of people that I work with, they're like, yeah, I'm not sure. Social media, isn't that annoying? Isn't that a pain in the neck? So this is a study by Hootsuite. And what I find quite interesting is that we have approximately 8 billion people, right? And from these 8 billion people, 45% use social media. That means your clients, potential talent, and your competition, and basically everybody who's modern and who has a mobile phone almost uses social media for different purposes: to get informed, to learn something new, to get entertained, and to communicate. So if you don't use social media for your personal brand and through that for your business, you are missing out. So let's talk about why LinkedIn. First of all, in direct comparison to Facebook or Instagram, people who use LinkedIn, they are in a business mindset, which makes it easier to place your message. Of course, you can also use Facebook and Instagram, and these platforms are amazing. I use them as well, but for different purposes. On LinkedIn, I can clearly talk about the things that are important to me. I can speak the language that I want to speak. I can show myself, I can add value, and I get these beautiful conversations. And if it works for me, well, I invite you to test it for your brand as well. Also interesting, the end user demographics. 72% of all Instagram users are teenagers. They are between, let me think, I think it was 65% of all users are between 18 and 34 years old. When you compare that to LinkedIn, only 24% of all LinkedIn users are between 18 and 24 years old. 90 million people on LinkedIn are senior level influencers, and 41% of all millionaires use LinkedIn. What does that tell you? Use LinkedIn. Also interesting, content-wise, it is like Facebook, or Gary Vaynerchuk basically said that LinkedIn is like Facebook in the year 2012. So if you are somebody who likes to create content, who regularly shares his or her message, it is phenomenal at the moment. Also interesting, LinkedIn is the only platform that you can use to build a social network of up to 30,000 connections. I mean, on Facebook, do you know how many Facebook friends you can have? 5,000. So compare 5,000 to 30,000. I mean, if you know how marketing works, if you believe in building relationships, if you are involved into business development and sales, this is mind-blowing. And lastly, the maturity level is also quite interesting when you look at these numbers. Facebook currently has approximately 2.5 billion users, while LinkedIn just has 675 million. So instead of fishing in the sea in which everybody's out there and trying to get the latest fish, aka Facebook, why don't you have a look at this cute little blue pond just around the corner, which is called LinkedIn. Another story comes from Bruno Araga. He is a CEO and entrepreneur who was very active on Facebook and who said, yeah, Facebook is good, but I have the feeling more and more of my clients are active on LinkedIn. So we worked together and we changed his story, we changed his content strategy, we even changed the language. He was primarily posting on German, and now he posts in German and English. And last year, he didn't only sell more of his books, he got more speaking opportunities. No, he was also named as one of the top 10 content creators when it comes to video in the German-speaking region. And if Bruno can do that, you can do that as well. So if you're saying, yeah, but Natalia, isn't it too late to be active on LinkedIn? Because I'm sure it was amazing like maybe 5 years ago or something. Well, it was amazing 5 years ago, but it's still amazing now. So the best day to start was, 5 years ago. But the next best day is today. If you're saying, yeah, but isn't that too time consuming? Let's talk about time now. And this is something that I basically label the stupid and time issue, because these are the two biggest fears or the two biggest lame excuses that people regularly approach me with. So let's talk about the fear of looking incompetent first. Why don't you invest in your storytelling and copywriting skills? So, I mean, creating content, writing an article, doing a status update, doing a video, like everything in life is a skill that you can learn. And if it's important to you, you will design the time to learn that. And if you say, yeah, no, I'm super busy, I don't want to, why don't you hire a professional copywriter or social media assistant, somebody who will literally take you by the hand and teach you how to create, who will do the content for you, right? So you sit down together maybe once per week or once every 2 weeks or once per month, whatever, and send your thoughts to that person, and then the person writes everything, and you just double check it, maybe tweak it here or there, and then post it. This is something that so many people that I know do, so don't be afraid. It's okay. That's the way how so many modern businesses work. Also, I know a lot of individuals who are afraid to post because they're like, yeah, but what if I post and nobody comments below my posts? When you build a strategic social network, there will be people who post. You can either talk to your marketing team or to your PR team or to your team in general or to your colleagues or to your friends or collaboration partners or whatever and say, listen, let's have this deal. Whenever I post something, you comment below it and I do the same for you. And when you do that, first of all, you will get the comments and likes, so you will not look stupid. And you also make it easier for other people. Because the challenge is that, you know, we human beings, we have something that I call sheep or herd mentality, hashtag sheeple. So many of us are insecure and we don't want to be uncool. So a lot of individuals just click like or comment when they see other comments and likes, especially when you're not very famous or people do not know you that well yet. So once you're aware of this and you have a few likes and comments on your post, well, there you go. This way you make it easier for others and you will definitely get more comments and likes. Also, why don't you get yourself a social media or assistant or manager or a PA or a VA, and that person also has access to your profile. So that person maybe then has somewhat of a monitoring role, if I want to call it that way. So for the case that somebody comments in a stupid or in a nasty way, that person can tell you, listen, there's somebody who commented something stupid. Or if you have created rules before that, that person can even go and delete that comment and even block that person. So this way you have a double security net and nothing can happen. You don't need to sit on your social media channels all the time. And you also don't need to be on all of the social media channels. As I said, I would start with LinkedIn. And you know, if you say, okay, cool, fine, then maybe Twitter might make sense for your industry or Instagram. It depends on what you're really selling and who your target audience is. But start with one social media platform and don't make it so difficult for yourself. Also, when something is important to you, you're going to design the time for it. A lot of people say, yeah, I don't have time. And for me, that's just a diplomatic way of saying it's not important to me. We talked about why personal branding is so important and what kind of impact it has. We talked about the way how new talent and how the next generation of users is thinking. They want to see your face. They want to see real human beings. They want to know who is behind the brand. Do I want to work with them? Do I like their values? I mean, we're disappointed in these huge, big, greedy corporations. So show your face, show the faces of your colleagues and team. Make it a priority and design the time. It will pay out, especially in the long term. And as I mentioned earlier, it's all about setting up a system or a routine. Nobody expects you to log into LinkedIn and then you just need to be creative. Like, oh, what do I need to write? That's not how it works. Whenever you have an idea for a post, whenever you are inspired, whenever something triggers a thought, literally write it down. And it's totally up to you. If you want to write it down in a physical book, when you have maybe a little notepad with you, or if you use an app in your phone. I, for example, have an app in my phone. I use the Notes app, and there is one list that I call content creation ideas. So whenever there is an idea, I open the app, I type the idea down, and I put it away. I don't write the whole post. I just write down the idea. And then because I create a lot of content, I sit down every 2 till 4 weeks, depending on what kind of content it is. So, for example, I film my videos once every 6 weeks. I record my podcast episodes once every 4 weeks. The written content I design once every 2 weeks. So when I sit down and I block literally 2 hours in my schedule, you don't need to start with 2, start with 1, start with 30 minutes, whatever. And I say, okay, today my goal is to create, let's say, 2 status updates, or, for example, a video. Then you do that, you implement it, and you take it from there. And if you say, yeah, Natalia, give me an example. Eva Vati is the CEO and founder, and a great example of a woman who has 2 companies. She is a mother of 2. She lives in 3 different cities on 2 different continents, and she mastered the art of personal branding. She 10x'd her business and sales. She's opening her own academy. She's creating her own videos, and she had to fight for so many obstacles. But if she can do it with a little bit of help and guidance, because she was also a friend, she is a friend and a client, you can do that as well. And if you say, yeah, Natalia, but what if haters comment? Once again, have a team who monitors everything that you do. And if you say, but what if nobody comments? Think of that social network of people who will be there for you, and together you can support each other. So we're coming slowly but surely to an end. I'm sure that you're feeling like this right now. I know, because it's so difficult to take my knowledge out of 5 years and literally squeeze it into 30 minutes. I gave my best. But if you say, Natalia, I want it in a structured way, can you make it easier? Yes, I can. I have worked on a book. It's called Personal Branding with LinkedIn. Baby Yoda already read it, and it's going to be out there on the 1st of June. So if you liked my presentation and you want to go deeper and apply everything, then make sure that you reach out and you have a look at social media and get yourself this book. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you learned something new. I hope that you will implement the first things today. And if we are not connected yet, then let's connect either on LinkedIn, which is my favorite platform, or also on Instagram, YouTube, or what else we have? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Exactly. So once again, thanks so much. And I hand over to Kuba.
Dr. Natalia Wiechowski. Natalia, thank you for the fantastic speech and more fantastic case studies.